Brandy. Are you the Brandy or Carol? So I figured today, to hell with it, let's talk about the chakras, eh? But I decided to call them energy centers. I want us to be scientific about it. Because the moment when you start saying chakras, people are like, oh, there they go again. No, I'm not one of those. I don't even aspire to be a new ager. Mainly because I know that the truth has never changed. The truth cannot be unfacted. The truth cannot be untruthed. It can be subjective. It can be viewed as objectively. But the truth never changes. So if you think all of us are all of a sudden sounding the same, you go to YouTube, they say this, you go to this, they say yeah, it's for sure. That's how the truth plays, bro. If you don't like it, get out of the kitchen. And the whole truth is, we are in a game of the energy. We're playing the energies here. I mean, you hopped on here. Your conscious mind probably is asking you, who's this guy? What the fuck is he talking about? I mean, he's talking like as if like, your brain is busy telling you that, but your body knows that wherever where you are, that's exactly where you're supposed to be. We just in a game of energy, man. Oh, what a start. Hello to everybody, Java. I see you that you followed the brother. If you like it too, if you hear, you can follow the brother. Thank you very much for the likes. I see that Kathy already sending the likes. Tando as well. Ndakubona. How was your guys' weekend? Carol, how was your guys' weekend? We're actually waiting for the people at 2 o'clock because today we're going deep in, eh? We're going deep in the sense of somehow we're going to have to start doing the work. You got to do the work. I got to do the work. The truth is not going to be found in books. You're not going to find the truth on TikTok. You're not going to find your liberation in church. If you're looking for liberation or you're looking for deliverance, you have yourself to blame if you're not yet delivered. But yeah, man. Let's see. 1354, we're here. Charlene, thank you very much. I see that you shared the live. We'll just listen and... Oh, you don't want to do that? Okay, but keep me engaged. Okay, keep me engaged with likes. It's okay. Entry, I see you that you just stepped in. Kathy, thank you very much for the conversation. For the people that have already been sending up the likes, for the people that have been sending us donations, you guys have got no idea. They like what faith does. You know what faith does? Faith makes you leap over the impossible. Faith, I was listening to 19 Keys today. He was saying faith, when you look at it from the Latin, the original meaning of faith means fiber, meaning it means trust. But you can't have faith if you don't trust yourself. Hey, Chrissy, Entre. Yeah, man. Today for me, it's Monday. I don't know about you guys. That's why I was just asking, how's your guys' weekend? And for the people that are not yet back, wherever where you are, we say hello. We are connected through what we call cosmic Wi-Fi. I don't need to be there. You don't need to be here. We can just exchange the energies because after all, that's how Wi-Fi works. No wires, eh? Wi-Fi doesn't have wires, but for some reason your phone is connected. Can you believe it? Oh, you like it? Hey, you guys are dark in here, eh? So I thought to myself, you know what, today, fuck it, let's talk about the energies, man. But I call them energy centers. Basically, we're talking about the chakras. We're obviously going to be looking at it from the Eastern mythological point of view. Some people know that we have 7 chakras in the body. Some people might know that we have 13. Some people might know that we have 112 in total. These are not things that you can see with your eyes, right? It's just like the electricity. For some reason, you got the electricity running from your main whatever to your globe. You can't see it, but when the light goes on, that's what the chakras are for you. This is the energy on a subtler level. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking about. Hey, 112, what's happening there? Yeah, Kathy, speaking on that one of the chakras, you might be shocked as well because some people are saying we have run about like 237. So the number keeps on going high and high, but it doesn't really have to matter because normally what I say to people is it doesn't matter if something really happened physically, but now do you get the message? Because sometimes when the universe speaks to us, it speaks to us through symbols. Your husband might be a symbol. Your wife might, your wife might be a symbol. But not a symbol in the sense of, it being used, but it in a sense of teaching you something. Which brings us to this thing of saying that whatever that you're going through, it's exactly what you're supposed to go in through. Wherever where you are, it's exactly where you're supposed to be. The universe keeps on talking to you, but now are you listening? Nature has never stopped teaching. Same goes with the problem that you're going through right now. I mean, I hate sounding as if because there's people that can do this. You got your TD Jakes that can motivate your ass. I hate sounding like, here I am, I'm one of those, you can do it. Inspired by the self-help industry. But it's not about that, man. The game, it's about exchanging the energies, I mean, like right now, if I was to ask you, since this morning, have you ever stopped and asked yourself, how are you? Not how are you in a sense of what you're wearing, how you're smelling, not that. How are you? Do you feel peace? Or do you just got war? Yesterday I was checking up a study which is very interesting. It says that 95% of the people are consistently and constantly fighting with themselves. You might ask, not me, Brian, it's not for me. Right now, if you were to get in touch with your body, please try to feel the areas that you are tense. Your throat might be tense. Your face. I'm waiting for the network. We're just having a bit of a load shedding. I decided to do the unthinkable. Load shedding is actually going to be ending at 2 o'clock, so I decided to jump on just to test the system. Big Son, I see that you just walked in. Kathy, yeah, bro. Hey, we got to learn. Hey, we got a lot of work to do. A lot. The Incredible Sip, how are you? CYP. Kathy, thank you very much for the likes. Who else is here? Do you guys just want to say hi quickly before we can start? Because I see it's 2 o'clock. And by the way, if you got a question, you can ask it. If I don't see it, probably I'll be just running up my, waxing up my lyrical. How are you, the Incredible? Oh, you're asking me. Let me answer. Everything is all good. On top of everything. Hopefully, the same is going, the same on your side. But now, we have to understand something. Let me just make a linguistical correction quickly. The fact that I say I'm on top of everything, it doesn't necessarily mean that sometimes things are not on top of me. Which begs a question to this thing of, hey, everything is good, or let me just pause a bit. There's 20 of us in here. If you like what we're talking about, or if you just came here to pick up something, at least drop a like. If you don't drop a like, you can drop a gifting. If you don't drop a gifting, you can follow the brother. If you don't follow the brother, you can just comment and just say hi. You can share the live as well. If you want to get in contact with me privately, you can do that as well. My numbers are right here on this platform. So don't be going and stalking me, So that number occasionally, particularly, at 1 month end, it, from time to time receives the e-wallets, which assist us with the datas and stuff, because it's a self-funded channel. But hold on a little bit. Before I can actually go a little bit further with it, we've decided on a date. Carol, we've decided on the date of the retreat, the second one that we're going to be having. It's on the 1st of July. We're going to be having it in Paris. We're fixing up the logistics. We're going to be sending up a poster where you can do up your registrations. And for those Thomases that think, oh, there goes money again. We were just waiting. It's one of the new ages. No, it's not about that. If you want to know what is it that I'm talking about, you can go to my profile right here on TikTok. The very last video that we uploaded, we had a retreat back in March. Beautiful success. It was all about energy. We're liberating the energy because for some reason we understand that we are in a game of energy. So we're going to have to do that by getting the knowledge. We understand that knowledge is energy. Energy is light. Light dispels the darkness. If you have to heal yourself, all that you need is that mushy thing or this mushy thing that you have in your head. It's all that you need. All is mind and mind is all. The brain, when you process thoughts, that is called the mind. So the brain, it's mind at work. So when people talk about the mind, they're talking about this transducer that you have in your head. So if you're new here, you can follow the brother. You can send your comments, say the highs. Carol, I see you. Faith, you here as well. Hey, Bafo and Johnny. Hey, Mocha, how are you? Hey, we've been waiting for you here. It's good to have you back. Send us a snap of the toe. No, definitely we'll do that. Normally what we do is, hey, Lorado, hoi, hoi. So what we do, we try documenting whatever that we having with an exclusion of conversations, because a whole lot amount of conversations are very personal. Yola, yeah, it's been like forever. You know, today when I was thinking about going live, I was thinking to myself, okay, fuck it. How about this today afternoon, we bring back all the people that have been here, you know, the old people that have started with the channel, because by next month, I think I'll be finishing up around about 12 months, which is a year since we started up with this channel that is talking about the energy. And the context and the cornerstone of this platform is healing. We might have been doctors there, we might have been psychoanalysts there, we might have been psychologists there, we might have been geologists there, but the whole thing that we've been trying to talk about is become whole self. You can't do that if you're still refusing some parts of you. So if you're still having a bit of a problem with your past, start dealing with it, integrate it. If you still have a bit of a problem with self-worth, deal with that. If you got a problem about relationships ending abruptly, you might be the problem. Hey, Gilabogile, that's more like it. Thank you, my brother. Good to be here. Good to have you too. And I mean, there's no way, there's 10 of us in here. Okay, fine. I see that. Probably I see some new faces. If you're new here, you can follow the brother. But unfortunately, if you came looking for healing, I don't have it, you have it. If you came for deliverance, I don't have it, you have it. I'm afraid to even say that your church cannot liberate you. If the liberation has to happen, you have to do it yourself. Even Jesus said it. I mean, he said, by your faith you are healed. So the healing doesn't start by you being put hands or drinking, what do they call it, holy water. I wish it was. So when you go to church, or even if you go to a prophet, or even if Lao somebody that's going to deliver you to see your dreams, the healing or the deliverance starts within you. Scientifically, that is called the placebo effect. Your thoughts alone, without anybody, without ingesting any form of medication, without even surgery, your thoughts alone can systematically, technically, put your body all together, liberate your energies, match this, put whatever that needs to be put on, calibrate the hormonal system, then boom, you're healed. But it takes a while, obviously. It takes work. That's what I normally tell people to say. But I mean, we can talk about the third chakra, we can talk, what's this, the third eye, we can talk about the 3 lower dantians, we can talk about the Taurus, we can talk about the modals, we can talk about the nodals, we can talk about everything. We can bring research, we can bring whatever, we can bring in stories, we can speak until we turn black. As you can see, my skin has been getting darker and darker since I had the channel. I normally look lighter than this. So, what I'm trying to say is just to say, if anything was to happen in your life, Banabeso, it's up to you. It's unfair, as I know that it sounds unfair, particularly given whatever that you're fucking going through, but bros, chin up, man. Chin up, bro. Chin up. And while you're going through that drought of finances, you don't have to hate yourself. While you're going through the divorce, God forbid, you don't have to hate yourself. While you're waiting for that court case to be finalized, you don't have to hate yourself. If you're doing your time, you don't have to hate yourself. Somehow the universe slaps you in the face to get your attention. But this is where Christianity comes in. I love it here. It says, Christianity says there's this thing that they call grace. In Jewish, they call it the Adonai. It's something that carries you because for some reason, whatever that you came here for, there's a purpose for it. Unless you're sitting there, you're thinking, for me, bruh, this thing of purpose, I think I just came here to get punished. Well, Henry Ford says whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're both usually right. It's all in the head. What a start that was. Crystalline, I see you. Tando. Special K, I see that you here. Black Roots, thank you very much for the likes. And you can also share it. You can also maybe ask your questions. What I'm going to try to do is... thank you, Kathy. What I'm going to try to do is... I'm going to try to be a little bit concise to get to the point. So that we can start building up. Because, I don't know if you realized, lately the energies have been shifting. Celestially, energies have been reverberating. The resonance is up to that cheesy, bro. So it's raining. The choice obviously always remains yours. Do you want to get wet? Or you don't want the rain to touch you? And Nelly, hi Nelly. And so what we're doing here on this platform, in case you just joined in, we're all about the energy. We're fascinated. We're chuffed by the energy. Because for some reason, you'll understand that consciousness is energy. Energy is light. Energy comes from information. Energy inspires awareness, which overall expands your consciousness. So when you see somebody paging up a book, they're not stupid. If you see somebody sitting there meditating, they're not stupid. If you see somebody sitting there journaling, they're not stupid. Probably you are. So, Adonai, haven't heard that word for quite a while. We're bringing it all down here. Hey, Lerato. So, Lerato, this is what I wanted to say. I already told the people, you've secured the place. I know you're still working on it, and you're probably going to kill me for this. You've secured the place. We're going to be releasing up a poster anytime soon for the people to be registering up, so that by the 1st of July, all of us are going to be under one roof. People, say hi to moderator. Just be nice. This is a lady that's getting everything all together. The first retreat, 1 to 100, did it perfectly. The second one that we're going to be having, probably she's going to ace it. She's going to take it off the chains. I know it's going to be cold. I know you might say, no, Paris is far and stuff, and this and that. Hey, if you're looking for something to happen in your life, you got to have to exchange something for it. I think the same advice goes to the people that want to be light, but they don't prepare to work with the dark. Because remember, we're living in a land of duality. We are regulated by the law of polarity. For the on, there has to be off. For the light, there has to be dark. For the love, there has to be hate. For faith, there has to be fear. For the up, there has to be down. For the broke, there has to be rich. For the right, there has to be wrong. For you to eat, you have to be hungry. For you to be purified, you're probably going to have to be crushed the heck out of it. And hey, you're overselling me, but it's definitely, I know you, by the way, for those who know who moderator is, you guys will know, but if you don't know, you'll see it just in my face. There's a very important lady. One day, we'll talk about her. But then, back to the whole subject. So, I know a lot of people, particularly in the conscious community, you guys have been made to detest this word that is called faith. Just now you know about the chakras, you don't believe in faith anymore, Just now you're cleaning up your aura, you're cleaning up your celestial being, you're rocking with the twin flames, you got the guides, bra, And Hey, Mocha, come on. So now, this is what happens then. Fuck, now this comment just took me off. So coming back to the whole thing. Faith. I landed today. I was telling people that I was listening to 19 Keys today. He says faith etymologically, it comes from the word that is called fiber, not fiber, fider or fiber. What it means is the root meaning of faith means trust. On the other hand, I was listening to Jim Carrey, I think it was a week or a month ago. He says there's a difference between hope and faith. Hope is a beggar. I hope they donate, I hope they give. Ooh, I hope they like. Oh, I hope they follow me. Oh, I hope he loves me. Or I hope they love me. But when you have faith, it morphs because hope is a beggar, but faith climbs over. He says faith leaps over impossible circumstances. But faith, the root meaning of it means trust. Trust who? You. You need to start trusting yourself. But it tends to get a bit tricky. You can't trust yourself if you haven't forgiven yourself. It goes a bit further. You can't forgive yourself if you don't love yourself. But then it gets a bit fuzzier because you can't love yourself until you fully accept yourself. We back again to the whole thing that we normally talk about on the channel, self-acceptance. I don't have words. I don't have PhD material. I don't have a thesis to convince you to love yourself. All that you gotta do is just do it. Well, if you don't want to do it, I can't help you right there. So let's see, you need to see before you experience it. Faith, prepare. Let me give you likes. Moderator, this is for you, eh? So, before I finish up this thing of faith, I was saying to the people that I knew here on this platform, you can follow the brother if you want to be part of the WhatsApp group, /book club, /family, /unlearning group. You can send me the... Thank you, Bantatilo, already. I'm saying thank you in advance because I want to finish up this one here. For the people that have donated in the past, the people that are still donating, the people that are still looking into their hearts to donate. For the people that have assisted us off the platform, the people that have... There's a lot that is happening. So if you want to be part of the WhatsApp group, my numbers are right here on the platform. You can send me the WhatsApp. Then I can add you to the WhatsApp group. Then I can also try to send you some of the books that we've already shared. There's a lot, but I'll try to pick and choose some of the few that will help you, because if you're asking yourself, what the heck is it that we're talking about here? We are healing ourselves. We are healing ourselves. Psychologically, emotionally, energetically, spiritually, whichever the dimensions that you're familiar with. But this one here gets it to be a bit tricky because I don't sell. I don't sell any form of deliverance. I don't have belief. I don't have an antidote for your problems. But this is what I have for you. If you have to heal yourself, you have to administer it yourself. If there's a healing that has to happen in your body, you have to do it yourself. If there's a healing that has to happen in your psyche, that is your soul, you're going to have to do it yourself. But it's a bit of a messed up game because it has a lot to do with you. Are you friends with yourself? Are you enemies with yourself? When was the last time you just checked in and said, hey bro, hell with and not that, you don't necessarily even have to pull anything huge. I mean, you can just manifest a parking spot, and when you find it, you love it, you celebrate it. Accounting teaches us every day. What do they call it? I know there's accounting gigs and numbers gigs in here. They will tell you, according to general acceptable accounting practices, that anything that you appreciate goes high in value. Anything that you depreciate goes lesser in value. Now, the question that comes to you, what do you normally say to yourself about yourself? What quality conversations do you normally have to yourself, talking about yourself? If you were to weigh your thoughts right now to say, okay, fine, bro, take off this Vusi Timbakwayo shirt, weigh your thoughts, would you be proud to walk around with it? That is your armor of thoughts. Or are you so very much a self-critic that you don't even want to know what people are thinking, or what you don't even want people to know what you're thinking about yourself? Some days you're so much of a critic of yourself that your body cannot even relax. Because there's a study yesterday that I read, I was telling the people earlier on, they say almost 95% of the people are at war with themselves. How do you know that you're busy fighting with yourself? For now, chill a bit. Take a breather. Unless you're driving. Sit back. I know that some people are doing their assignments, some people are busy cleaning, some people are cooking. That's why some people can't send the likes. I understand. But for the people that are really, really watching, there's no excuse not to. I want you to sit back, chill, take a bit of a breather. Administer your body. Where are you tense? You'll find that your face is very tense. Your forehead is very tense. Your neck is very tense. Your lower back is very tense. Your feet are probably clenching. Why? It's a form of defense. Against what? We are being bullied by our mind. Brains, the beautiful technology that we've been given, has now turned the back and says, I'm going to come and get your ass. But now on things that we do, like on these conversations, with the books that we're busy sending, with the meditation classes that people have taken, we are learning to understand that life is not about war. Nobody's out to attack anybody. If there's any form of attack, it's self-help. Yo, can somebody please buy me something to calm this thing down? Carol, you have to start. Since I committed myself to meditation. Then, let me just send you likes. Mocha, you know what you just said? Neuroscientifically, listen to this. Neuroscientifically, that is the study that studies your brain. They say there's this thing on your prefrontal cortex. It's called default mode network. They call it DMN. Your default mode network, it's a narration that you consistently have with yourself without us hearing. Sometimes without you even hearing. They call it subconscious. If somehow you grew up thinking that the world is a fighting place, your brain, just like when you have a computer, you know when you have a computer, right? You might have multiple programs running. You might have Windows there, you might have Excel there, you might have porn there for those. You might have game there, you might have solitaire there. I speak about them because people do these things. And you guys want to be like, not me, bruh. No. If you want to learn, you somehow going to have to start accepting yourself to be like, some habits I have to drop, And so what happens is the default mode network, it's a program that has been running but has been minimized. It was not closed. That's why you can get somebody that is 60 but still having sibling rivalry. Let me say it again. You might be 60, or you might have somebody that is 60, but they're still having siblings rivalry. They're not children anymore, but in their brains, the program of thinking that they have to defend themselves against their parents because their little sister or their little brother, who they wanted to kill so bad, always had to have the benefit of everything. But now you never closed the program. That registered itself as a traumatic experience, which needs healing. So you're going to almost have to rewrite the whole coding backwards. So, Mocha, when you're saying you meditate, a lot of people actually are missing the whole point about this exercise. You don't get into meditation to gain something. You get into meditation to lose something. There's a whole going notion that people talk about the soul. You know, people will be like, bruh, I have a soul, bruh. I have a spirit, bruh. You don't create it. It cannot be destroyed. It has always been there. All that you have to do is to declutter yourself. Your soul is yearning. The inner child is yearning in you to be like, hey, bruh, we are no longer fighting. Let me leave. Last week I was sharing a typical example about unhealed wounds. I was saying, some people grew up in families where, I know it with my dad. At my house, we were never allowed to eat the bubble gum because it had those sounds. You know, when you eat the chappies, you'd be like, and now my dad used to be very annoyed with that. So for some reason, when I did it, I was scolded. I took that, I wrote it somewhere on my cellular biological being, that is on my energetical being, probably lying on your root chakra. You know that red area that has a whole lot amount of, because the root chakra is important, but it's very destructive as well, because sex is there, appetite is there, anger is there, grief is there. So it's one of those areas that you're going to need to sift when you want to unblock your chakras or cleanse your chakras, as you call it. Don't start up there. Down there. So what happens is, even if I'm not in the presence of my dad, I found myself not having the ability to eat the gum. But it didn't stop there. The people that are next to me, I was actually having a problem when they were having a gum. So my problem, which I took when I was a child, probably between 0 and 7 years, because that's a very highly impressionable age where we pick up a whole lot amount of hamors. I took it, I replicated it, I wrote it in my genes, I passed it to my daughter. My daughter right now, even, when she eats a gum, she looks at me, even if I don't say anything. It's because it's not written outside, it's written on her cellular, molecular being, on a subtler level. When I say heal, I don't mean heal your toothache. When I say heal, I don't mean heal your high blood pressure. When I say heal, I don't mean heal your Alzheimer or whatever that you might be having. Because you'll find that any single form of illness that we're experiencing or a disease that we're experiencing on our body, it's as a result of chemical imbalance, hormonal imbalance. Your endocrine system has been knocked out of balance. Your immune system is left vulnerable. I don't even want to talk about your lymphatic system. You can't even go to the loo. You can't even shit. Constipation has you like this. It's bad. And guess what happens? Nobody did it to you. Your office, your secretarial office, every time when it gets something that is happening outside, it writes it down on your cellular level. Your cells are always listening to your conversations internally. Because when you're thinking is a form of talking. Normally when I say this, people will be like, no, bro, but what you mean, man? Thinking is a sub-vocal conversation. We can't hear it. But all the time you're thinking. Like right now, psychologically or neuroscientifically, they say you have run about like 75,000 plus thoughts every day. You're thinking, who's this guy? You're thinking about TikTok. You're thinking about YouTube. You're thinking about your ex. You're thinking about your bank balance. You're thinking about what you're going to have tonight. You're thinking about how you're going to get to work tomorrow. You're probably asking yourself, should I gift to him? He looks like a scam. No, but he's all right. You're probably thinking, where's my husband? Where's my wife? Where's my daughter? Where's my son? How am I going to get there? The petrol that I have. Your brain, it's like that. It's always thinking. So now imagine you got 75,000 thoughts plus, and most of them, unfortunately, we are being told that they are fear-based. Fear-based meaning you think the world is attacking you. Your body is always so tense. Have you ever met people like that? You can see somebody by walking in the street that this guy, they have it figured out or they don't. Because some people are like, it's like they're always at their detonator at sport. When you want to talk to them, they're always ready to defend themselves. Life, it's not about that, man. So, Mocha, what a long answer to your comment. Here's an answer. Or actually, it was not even a question. I just felt like I wanted to talk about it. Fix your internal substrata. Fix your underlying meaning towards life. Are you fighting or are you building? You can't do both. Human beings are very clumsy at multitasking. You can't be fearful and loving at the same time. One must die. How do you know that you're fearful? You're always thinking, what will people think? How would I sound like? Who's going to love me? Is this pill's going to heal me? Am I ever going to get employed? Will I ever get absorbed in an employment market? There's a lot of things that we're going through. But every single time when you want to figure out whether are you building or are you destructing, ask yourself, if you want to do it, does it make your body tense? Or if you want to do it, does it make your body rejoice? Thinking of thoughts, I just want to say something quickly. Remember I said that we have around about 75,000 thoughts per day. Did you know that talking audibly, each and every single 60 minutes, we utter 1,573 words? For every 60 minutes that you have on your waking day, so now we got how many 60 minutes in your waking day? 12 hours. You take 1,573, you multiply that, you do the math. What I'm saying is, we talk too much. That's why meditation comes about. And remember, I don't know, some of you guys, meditation never used to be such a, these days, health insurances, your medical aids, they actually even now recognize meditation. Why? Sometimes we're going to have to go inside. Sometimes you're going to have to speak words. Sometimes you're going to have to nurture yourself. Sometimes you're going to have to trust, go deeper within yourself, forgive yourself, love yourself, be joyous with yourself, give more, give more, give more. Sometimes you're having so many problems because you're always thinking about yourself. It's not about you. No, it's not. I know they told you. I know probably your pastor said, God cares about you so much. God is actually... No. Listen here. You are a vessel. Your job and my job is to consistently clean the vessel out of its impurities. Process of putrefaction. The process of alchemy. From lower to the higher. How long is it going to take? Hey, bros, it takes forever. It takes forever. But the nice thing is, you write the module. You set the targets. Some days you're going to fall. I know with people that have decided to follow me and think that when I say healing, I was selling sweets. When I was talking about healing, I was not selling sweets, people. What I'm trying to say is, healing is not sweet. When I said healing, unfortunately, I did not say this to say healing is a form of looking for light. Now, if you want to go towards the light, you're going to have to traverse the darkness. For those who took it without getting this, sorry. And I don't know how is it going for you, but if it's going tough, damn, you're doing well, bro. Thank you very much, Zanele. If you want it, I don't know, are you in a WhatsApp group? Crystal Link is actually, he's the one who hooked up. Crystal Link is the one who hooked us up with these brazies when we went to our first retreat. So pretty much all the people that went through the first retreat, they got these. We don't know what we're going to be getting for the next coming one, but most definitely what we have in store for you guys is just going to blast you out of your waters. So if you're in a WhatsApp group, you can let me know, then I can forward your details. I think they deliver nationwide. And I don't know about the prices. Somehow we're going to have to graduate beyond this thing of every time when somebody asks you to pay for something, you think they're siphoning money out of you. No, it's not like that. People pay for what they value for. Or let me say this. People pay for what they value. People value for what they pay. If I was to give you something for free, you'll have a problem. Right now, whatever that we're doing, if you're reading a book, if you're listening to YouTube, if you're listening to TikTok, You're not doing it for free. You're paying with attention. Some things, obviously, attention can't buy data. So, attention can't buy data. So when a poor brother asks you, or when a poor sister asks you for something in exchange of their services or products, come on, man. Come on, man. You know the whole story. You can't really walk in ShopRite and say, Whitey Person, you know what? Oh, by the way, Whitey Person is one of the chaps that is, found at the ShopRite. So you can't walk in there and say, Whitey, come on, man, give me a loaf of bread. I'm hungry now. I'll give you tomorrow, man. It's all about morale, bruh. Oh, boom, too. You don't do that. They wouldn't eventually even allow you. Instead, they will arrest your ass. So that's exactly what I'm saying. If you see a brother saying, this is how much it is, this is what it is, if you hear me as well here running my mouth for donations and saying thank you very much for the people that are gifting for the likes and stuff, if it makes you mad, fall. Heal. Because not everything that happens around you is meant to pain you. Have you ever considered that whatever the heck that you're going through is sculpting you? You are your own Michelangelo, the guy that found the statue of David. Was the way how he says it. He says, the sculptor, he says one day he was walking around and he saw this big, huge marble. And it was huge, bro. And his fellow sculptors were like, bro, what are you going to do with this? This thing looks so grotesque. Michelangelo said, I see David in this. And they were like, there you go again, man. He says, I see David in this. How did he do it? He just went to the marble, took away what was not David, and David remained. Same with you. You have to look at yourself and say, this thing of being impatient, it doesn't make me feel good. Let me try something else. But remember, because you've been impatient for so long, when you want to drop the impatience is also going to be like, what am I going to eat now? Because your body wires itself according to your habits. If you've consistently been an angry person, probably your face is wrong now. Because every single emotion that you process shapes your body in a way. They'll say that when you're smiling, you are actually deconstructing the whole tension. When you're laughing, you are actually engaging more muscles. Your meridians are opening up. Your lympathetic system is actually opening up. Your ducts, your immune system, your white corpuscles, and your red blood cells are like, yeah, we're having a party. They're laughing. Because what is laughter? Laughter is ease. Laughter is balance. Laughter is harmony. The same as love. The same as forgiveness. The same as giving. The same as joy. The same as confidence, trust, value. But you don't get those things at the store. They're not selling. I so wish that ShopRite had a bit of a combo of self-esteem and but unfortunately, things that we talk about on this platform, or for the people that have been on this journey, you learn to appreciate that compassion and forgiveness, you can't buy it at the store. You have to manufacture it inside. But it becomes more interesting to find that you don't have to manufacture forgiveness. Forgiveness has always been there. It's just that your energies have not been well calibrated to make sure that forgiveness sees the light of day. And the energies that are not balanced equals to chemicals that are not balanced. Chemicals that are not balanced equals to the disease in your body. Because you're now not at ease. You are not at ease. You are diseased. It's a bit of Latin, just playing around with the language, wordsmithing. But all that it means is your energies are not being liberated. They are stuck. How do you unstuck them? I see people talking about the sea moss here. People talking about the crystals there. Some people talking about incense there. Some people talking about candles. Some people talking about prayer. Some people talk about... You like it, eh? Kathy? Yeah, don't make me blush, eh? I have a problem with authority. So, Entle, with the energies, let me pause, because my point is across. I'm done with my title of the day. Today I was talking about the energy cleansing. That is the chakra cleansing. I didn't get to the details of the colors. I didn't get to the vortices, the spaces in between. How are they supposed to? By the way, speaking of the chakras, let me just say this thing quickly. You got your anterior and the posterior, meaning you got the front and you got the back side of your chakras. So if you think you got the 7 main chakras, you got the one that is going on the side and the one that is going on the side. The calibration obviously has to be done. Some obviously going to have to go anti-clockwise, some going to have to go clockwise. But what works for you doesn't work for me. Let me say that. What works for you does not work for me. That is why I normally say to people, if you have to heal yourself, you're going to have to do it yourself because you got the whole pharmacy in your body. If I take my, let's just make an analogy. If I take my spiritual paracetamol, give it to you, it might not work for you. I mean, what if my paracetamol is a candle and your pastor told you that you should not light up the candle? I might have probably killed your spiritual walk because I said to you that I have all the solutions. I don't. So, speaking of leadership, you know why a lot of people have a bit of a detestation towards leadership lately? Because most of the leaders or most of the leadership caliber that we have is bullshit. Let me tell you why. Back in the days, we were glorifying things that were perceptible by 5 senses. Yeah, for sure. We thought that the world is all about money. We thought that the world is all about riches and bank balances. And we thought it was all about degrees. But for some reason, that period is waning or it's gone already. Right now, we're looking for contentment. Right now, we're looking for joy. We're looking for happiness. These things are not being sold. There's no production factory for those. So now the leaders are still hung up to say, yeah, no, it's all about the profit shares, the visions, and the missions. No. Sometimes you just can get the people to trust you, bro. If you say you're going to sign off their overtime, pay them. So that is why, come on, network, come on. How networking? Okay, the network is doing its things. Am I back? Because I know I still have my 5 minutes. I haven't even done my commercials. Quickly on the commercials, some of the people have asked me, particularly the people that have been getting hold of me on a site, have been asking me, is it fine? Because some of the people, they'll be like, oh no, Brian, we're not doing it because, some people feel like that. Oh no, for me, you can do it when you feel that you have the hearts for it. If you want to be donating up to the channel, whichever way, you can do it. And for the people that have done it in the past, because without you guys, some of the live sessions wouldn't have been possible. And for the people that are still doing the same thing to other people, because it doesn't have to stop here. Basically, this is where it doesn't even have to stop. Because we're in a land of fluidity. Giving doesn't necessarily mean giving money. You can come here and bring your beautiful energies. You can go to work and share your lunch with somebody else. You can see somebody picking up the dustbin out of your house. You cooked a whole lot of storm this past weekend. You probably had a huge braai. You still have some leftovers in the fridge. Send them over. For the people that, there's a lot. So the fluidity is all about it. So when I say to you, this has to happen or this has to be done, if you're feeling a bit of an inclination, you'll be like, ooh, there they go again. Heal, bro. Heal, sis. And I was finishing up the commercial, man. Let me finish up this thing quickly. The reason why you have a bit of a detestation is because all the sermons when you are on a spiritual journey or on a healing journey or on a living journey, all the inspiration, all the self-help, all the motivation, all the sermons, all the preaching, all the divination, all the prophecies have to come from you. So there's no wonder why you're having a bit of a detestation towards leadership, because spirituality is you holding the hand of the Creator. Religion is somebody mediating the relationship. You are here, but your pastor will be holding, then somebody else. So now you and God, you can't really commute. if you understand what I mean. Not really literally, but you know how religion is. Religion keeps on having this thing of thinking, for you to speak to God, you have to go through Pastors Banbani before. But all that I'm saying to you guys is, let's push the envelope, man. I don't know. If you guys got some questions or if you got some inclination, because I think I still have a bit of a buffer, I can take it up until 2:30 if I take a break. Because you know me, I mean, here I am, I went. What I wanted to talk about today is cleansing up the energies. I want to say something a little bit about balancing the chakras and cleansing the chakras. But what I'm going to do, you got 5 minutes? Sis Olga, with your 5 minutes, Linda, here I am as I'm planning my exit. Okay, with your 5 minutes, let's say this. If you have time, monitor whatever that comes out of your mouth. Not to say good or bad, no. Monitor whatever that signifies fear. I can't do it. I don't have it. I grew up thinking. I believe. They said. Write them down if you have something that you can write them down. But if you can't write them down, think them down or write them on your neurons. That is on your brain. You'll realize that 95% of your verbal communication, it's subconscious. Not only subconscious, is negative. Not only negative, but it's killing. If you don't believe me, let me just give you a bit of a statistic. Every day, when you are up, for 60 minutes, you utter 1,573 words. Every hour, 1,500. Imagine. Blah, blah, blah. What I'm saying to you is, if you want to see a tremendous change in your life, like Sadhguru will say, half that. Say exactly what you want to say with half the words. If you can't do it verbally, do it through meditation. Because what do you think meditation is for? Partly meditation is for you to heal yourself, but meditation partly or mainly is to help you to shut the fuck up. You're saying way too much. You're promising people these things. I mean, I have people here, they promise me airtime right here on the platform. I've been waiting now. It's about 6 months. They be like, we're going to be sending it. So that's a sign of fear. Stop promising a lot. Stop spreading yourself thin. Stop collapsing your reality. Don't say much. If you have to say anything, especially that is bad, swallow it. You got it from me. Anytime when you want to scold, say maybe your boss is busy talking, blah, blah, blah. You're like, yes, bruh. Be specific. If there's still anybody here, just let me know so that I can start going on. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep on going on. Sis Olga, if you're still here, probably, or hopefully your 5 minutes was well. Can somebody please tell me if I'm back? Sis Olga, thank you very much for the gifting. If either should maybe switch. Should maybe switch.